Okay, with the rules aside, it is time to take a look at the players and the results of the tournament before we look at the games. Okay, we have three seven dans and nine six dans in Europe. So Lukasz Podpera is I think that's Czech, and he is ranked number one here as a seven dan. He is very well known. He's also known by Lukan. Lukan, and you guys can see here, he's one of the highest ranked amateur players in Europe with 2711 rating in the Czech Republic. If he wins this tournament, he would become the second EGF pro after Jan Simara, and Czech Republic would really be they would have one win over the Germans, who have no. They would have two pros. Germany would have no pros. Anyway, Lukan is well known. He was runner up a few times in the past, and it was a joke. They said. Anyway, they said, is he gonna get married first, or if he's gonna get pro first? Anyway, it's very interesting. He's probably the highest ranked player in the tournament. Rumors also had it that he trained in China with the same sponsorship that happened before. I heard that on the EGF stream. So he's been training for this, and he is highly rated, highly ranked, and he is there. Next, we have Ben Zero, a very, very famous, very strong player too. Ben Zero is not as highly ranked, but also very, very highly ranked. 7 dan from France. Ben Zero plays by the name of Ben Zero Online. That is, he plays on KGS a lot. I play with Ben Zero a lot online. He also plays on Fox sometimes. After winning the European championships, European Grand Prix, or the whole European Championships, that was deemed by Fox to be a big amateur tournament, and so Ben Zero has a 6 dan ranked Fox account on Fox. One of the very few players. Actually, no, I think Ben Zero has an amateur ranked, A ranked account. If you guys don't know, those are given for players who have won large amateur tournaments, and a continental championship in Europe counts as one. So Ben has an A account on Fox, which is very impressive. If you see any other A accounts on Fox, they're super strong. Okay, so the two favorites, I would say, coming into the tournament are these two. Very, very strong. However, we'll see here that no one is a slouch. Next, we have Ash Vasquez. Ash has been playing for a very long time. I first saw Ash when he was called Oscar back in 2017. He was only he was younger than the youngest. He was younger than 15 at the time. He was very young. I always thought he was a little bit chubby. Maybe it was because he was younger, but now he is, as you can see, he's probably the prettiest Go player in this, next to Remy. These two probably share, these two are probably up there for the best looking Go players, if it's a beauty contest, which it is not. Okay, Ash Vasquez. Very strong. He's the only other 7 dan here, and he has been strong for a very, very long time. In fact, his rating is right below Ben Zero at very, very strong. By the way, 2600 is the 7 dan cutoff, so these are stronger than 2650 is the middle mark. Above the 50 mark is strong 7 dans. Okay, next we have Dominic Bovis, and this guy is well known on KGS for playing a lot of Blitz games. Maybe 2650 is the cutoff, huh? I don't know where they exactly cut people off at the Dan levels. Anyways, maybe it's not by EGF rating, maybe it's whatever. He's from Hungary, and he plays. He's famous for playing super fast. I think his name is DOM for Dominique on KGS, and he plays one time 7 seconds or 6 seconds blitz, and on KGS you see him play with Benzero a lot. You see him play me sometimes on KGS, and he does win against me a lot. He is the Saren Say player. He really likes to play Saren Say plus a 5-5 diagonal in response to an approach. He's a Saren Say player. He's a very charismatic player. He has a lot of charisma. Okay, next we have Victor Lin, and note how this spelling is spelled VIK, Victor Lin. This is a European spelling, and it is a very normal. It's right below Dominique here. These two are together, and I may have played Victor Lin when I went to Europe and lost, maybe it may have been another player, but when I saw Victor's name pop up, this is who Victor reminded me of. Victor, the one of the final bosses for this movie, which was a vampire movie. So we'll call him the Vampire, and Victor the Vampire. So we'll see. And he's kind of thin with a vampires tend to have that look with them. They have definitely not smiling. They're like it's not depressed, but it's like melancholic. Women really like that in the men. 忧郁. He does have that. So okay, that's Victor. Next we have Jonas WTK. Wow, these three players are all right next to each other here, from Germany. And Jonas is a very famous player for playing very good, very interesting openings. He doesn't follow the rules. He likes to he's a free spirit. Jonas. He's one of the most favored players ever. There is another person called Jonas who is a very famous Tetris player. I don't know if Jonas also is lives in Germany, but I thought he reminded me a little of this guy. You'll see here, he's like the most winning Tetris player ever. Okay, but Jonas from Germany is has enough personality. If there was 100%, if there was 100% personality amongst the 12 players, Jonas would be like half of it. So he's very good. Jonas plays the copy opening, the Mirror Go opening, and he's very well known for playing Mirror Go and getting an advantage out of that. So he also thinks very hard at Mirror Go whenever he sees, like, is this a bad move by you, opponent? And then if it is, Jonas goes after it. He's almost always able to get a little bit of an advantage against his opponent with Mirror Go, at least in the opening. Makes it a totally valid opening. Next we have someone I mentioned a little before, the probably the best looking player with dashingly good looks, Remy Campagny. He is from France, like Benzero. Remy is a very strong player. I met Remy like 10 years ago. He's one of the earliest players out of these that I met in real life. part of the French team. I was part of the US team. I met Remy. He lived in Canada for a bit for college, and now I'm not sure if he's in Canada or in Asia or in Europe. I'm just not sure. Anyways, that's Remy. Remy is a very strong player. I played with Remy at the European Go Congress. I almost lost, and I was behind by over 10 points in the middle game at some points. So out of these players out of all the players, I would rank him as the third likely contender for the championship. Later on, I saw that Remy lost in the first couple of rounds, lost 2 games. I was really sad. I was really not sad. It's like, wow, Remy is very strong, and if he's losing so much, oh wow, that's gonna be, these other players must be super strong. So these players, I know a little bit about most of these so far. Matthias, I do not know much about. He's a young player from Germany, and I do know that. So in this, okay, let's talk. I think it's time. So in this tournament, you'll notice by the country flags there are 4 Germans in this tournament. And so it'll have implications for what I will talk about later. So Germany is most represented. France is well represented at the top. Czech has Lukan, who is the most favored player. And here we're talking a little about the Nordic Go Dojo, who the guy's name is Jeff. Jeff Su, I believe, is a coach and a teacher for Go players. And out of these players, Jeff has, I think he calls this coaching. He has coached Lukan before, he coached Ash before, and he also, I think, is coaching Matthias and the 2 youngsters here, Yuze and Sevalad. So the only team that might be even bigger and more represented than Team Germany is Team Jeff. Which is 5 of these players, including some at the very top. So anyways, I have heard that Jeff. I think Jeff mentions somewhere that they're part of that. And speaking of Jeff, I talked to him only once after the European Go Congress. I said, what are you up to? He's like, I'm preparing for the pro qualifiers. And so I thought, when I heard that, I thought, Jeff is going to play in the pro qualifiers. We're going to finally see the Jeff who always commentates, but we haven't seen him play. We're gonna finally see Jeff. I said, yes, this is great. Good luck, and shows the young players that players over the age of 40 can still play very good Go. And he just said, thanks. So when I saw the players list, I was very miffed at not seeing Jeff's name on the list. But clearly we had a big misunderstanding. I thought Jeff said he was preparing, he would be playing, but he is, I think what he meant was, I'm preparing my students and my players, if he's coaching, I'm preparing them for the pro qualifiers. Alright, so it all makes sense, but it's a little bit sad to see Jeff not playing. He would be... would he be the only player over 40? Maybe. Ben Tuber may. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, that's Matthias. And next we have Lucas Nierek, the second Lucas. This is Belgium, and he is the Belgian champion. I first heard of Lucas because one of my former students, he took some lessons from me, and then he said, I really want to beat Lucas Nierek. He's my next target. And and I said, oh, okay, so that's the champion you're trying to beat. Okay, so that's when I heard of him. However, later I did see Lucas still playing at the tournament. I did not see my guy there, so I take it that has not been accomplished yet. And Lucas Nurek went from 5 dan to 6 dan to probably 7 dan level strengths. And from the so that's very good, very impressive. His rating is now I think they did this by rating. He is a 6 dan rating over here, but very close to 2600 as we can see here. And from the commentators, I have heard that he has a very AI-esque style. And when I saw this picture, and he does look like this, all I could think about was this character from this movie with the sexy robot. So I don't. These pictures don't look that much like him, but the beard. Tell me the beard. The beard looks. The beard is a striking resemblance, right? Striking. Very nice beard. This one's a good one. This one's a good one. I'm sure this looks like a good one. Here's the scene where he's talking to the robot. With ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and stuff, nowadays, this is more relevant than ever before. And because Lucas has a very AI-esque style, certainly is going to be, we certainly expect him to play a lot of AI Josekis. We'll call him Lucas the Neural Network. So Lucas Neural Network, or the Neural Network. So we're looking for some good stuff from him, and the resemblance to that actor can't. The beard. Okay, next we have Benjamin Tuber from Germany. I'm not sure if I ran into this guy on Fox before, but there was a guy called something Benjamin on Fox with a German flag at 8 dan, probably at 8 dan. This was when my account was at 8 dan too. I played him. Of course, I beat him a lot, right? Down at 8 dan, I'm a pro, of course. So I won by a lot. And then I was expecting the resignation, but no, the resignation never came. Did not come for a long time. Benjamin, W. Benjamin. Maybe it's him, maybe it's not him. W. Benjamin, he starts filling in his own points. You know that's what people do when they don't want to resign and they have to keep playing games. So then I start talking to him on Fox. We're like, oh yeah, are you from Germany? Blah blah blah. And he's like, you used AI on me. I know it. I know you used AI on me. And then I said, the implication was, I forget if he said, no one can beat me this bad without using AI to cheat on me. And okay. So I like to share my thoughts and feelings. So I start talking. I'm like, you're from Germany. You're not like at the time. I think FJD FJ was a very strong German player. You're not FJ, so you're worse than FJ. You're from Germany. Not exactly a go-playing powerhouse. Who are you to say no one can beat me this bad without AI? And so that was really funny. I and he just wouldn't resign for like 20 minutes. One of those incidents. And so needless to say, this is gonna be the villain of the tournament. We want him to do the worst out of all the players, and of course I have him down as finishing near the bottom. But this is all personal grudges and feelings. So he was at Fox 8 dan, so he's probably not a weak player by any means. So if you guys don't know, many professionals in Europe and America, and they have 8 dan accounts, accounts that are around 8 dan. So anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed that story a little. You're not exact. You're Germany, not exactly a powerhouse in Go, are you? Now, with 4 players in the pro qualifiers, I'm gonna have to retract that statement a little bit. So Germany is rapidly becoming a powerhouse for Go. And what really was impressive to me was when GoDave was streaming his German league tournaments. I saw on KGS once the German, the German City League basically. There was like 35 games on at the same time, like at the same exact time. Like we can't get that in the NA with our city league. Less than 70 players play at the same time. So Germany is clearly rapidly developing, and with the player base that's in Germany and fielding 4 players in this one, Germany is rapidly becoming a Go playing powerhouse. But let's just say, since all of them are 6-dan and none of them are 7-dan yet, let's just say Germany is not yet there. So, okay. Next, we have Yu Zexin from Germany, also at 6-dan. When I saw him at European Go Congress, he was only 5-dan. He did play in the European Championships, and he was like with Jeff, so that's why I know that he's part of the Jeff team. And so good to see that he's 6-dan now. By the way, the other Benjamin Tuber, he's 2586. His rating is relatively high, much higher than I expected, of course, given the personal grudges. And Yuze is right here, even lower. So Yuze is one of the newest. Oh, by the way, this is FJ Dickert, the old German champion from before. So Yuze is he's like 15 or so. And the other person, Sevolad, both of these are young players, and they're close together here, rounding this out. Yuze, he captured one of Andrei Kravitz's group. Andrei Kravitz, he won the latest 2 European Championships, the highest honor in Europe, at the European Go Congress. So he captured his group. He was winning by a lot against Andrei for a brief moment of time in his game. So clearly he plays well enough to beat Andrei Kravitz, which is well enough to beat anyone else in Europe. So very good up and coming. He was 5-dan, now he's already 6-dan. So clearly on the up and up. The same on the up and up is Sevo, who at least I believe has at least an 8-dan account on Fox, maybe a 9-dan account on Fox. He's also very young, and he's one of the upcoming strong Go players. And these two are basically Jeff's favorite students, I think, or coaches. So anyway, Jeff does have something. I was like, when I heard that Jeff is a coach for Go players, I'm like, players don't have coaches, do they? And then now I'm like, maybe Jeff is onto something, and maybe I should copy Jeff and start coaching people instead of teaching people. Of course, if anyone comes to me and says, "Can you coach me, Michael?" I would be very happy to, of course. Anyways, these are the 12 players. And the end here, let's take a look at how they did. Up to round 9 so far. And so one good thing to point out, no one is undefeated, so everyone bleeds. And secondly, no one is all losses with no wins. So in fact, each player won at least 2 games. The least number of wins was 2 games, which is still it's 2 wins, which is not so bad. So this tournament so far, very, very nice. We can see that all the players are clearly close to each other's level and super, super strong. So this is very, very good. So first I saw Remy play 2 games early on, lose 2 games early on, and I was feeling really, Yeah. You know what I mean. But he did play Lucas Podpara early on, and he also played Jonas early on. So these are his two losses. Remy did win against his fellow compatriot Benzero here, so I'm very happy to see that Remy has later, pulled it together and got a lot of wins coming up. So Remy is definitely in the contention now with 7 wins and 2 losses. Also up here was the pre-game favorite Lucan, who also has 7 wins and 2 losses. His loss also coming from for Sevolad. Sevolad, really? Lucan lost to 4. Oh no, I think it's Jonas. Ooh, we can check. Yeah, Jonas. So Lucas lost to Jonas right here. So Jonas doing quite well. No, Remy didn't play Jonas yet. Remy lost to 5, which is Sevolad. Is that right? Ah, yes, Remy lost to Sevolad, the youngster. Interesting. Good. So immediately that was a little bit of an upset, and it was very good to see Sevolad getting a lot of wins early on. But anyways, Lucan is here. He has lost to Lucas Nierik, the neural network. And so these 2 players definitely in contention with 2 rounds left. Benzero is at the top with only 1 loss. That loss coming from Remy. And before we talk about possible tie breaks, let's take a look at the rest of the players. Here we have Jonas. Jonas with 5 wins and 4 losses, a winning record against a super strong field. Very, very good. Fairly good result. However, he will be disappointed at not having 6 wins, so he can correct this later. Sevolad coming in with 5 wins, and some of these wins coming with through to the strong players, which is very, very impressive. In fact, he won against Benjamin Tuber. He won against Jonas. He won against that's Tuber. Did he win? Oh yeah, he won against Remy. So more wins than losses. Very, very good, successful tournament. Next we have Ash Vasquez. He has 5 wins too, also more wins than losses. However, I get the feeling that Ash, he's not gonna be happy, getting 5 wins out of 9. He's probably like I'm gonna win it all, or I'm not gonna be happy kind of player, which is fine. Okay. But coming in, probably reasonable to expect this kind of result. Ash does have a very center-oriented style. No, actually, he has a thickness-oriented style. He really likes to play moves that are gote but very thick. So, if he crafts his games into a little bit more refinement, use his thickness a bit better, he's probably gonna do very well. He is doing well, and he's gonna do even better. Next we have Lucas, a neural network. This guy is an enigma, and it's very good that we called him the neural network, because you'll see here he lost. Lucas lost to Benzero, no surprise, but look who he beat. He beat Lucan Podpara, and he also beat number 5 Sevolad. So he beat some he beat some very strong players. He lost to, Yu Ze, he lost to Victor Lin, Matthias. Did he lose to? So Lucas, he's a giant slayer. So he beats strong players. He beats some strong players. And it's very good because to mention that. He has an AI-esque style. The AI is very good at defending, so Lucas Nierek clearly did something very, very good there. Next, we have Benjamin Tuber with 3 wins. We talked about our beef with him. You're from Germany, not exactly a go-play-in powerhouse, is it? So I'm glad to see that he's one of the lower players. I would like to see him even lower, but I guess he's tied at 3 wins. So technically he's tied for 10th. We'll call him tied for 10th out of 12 instead of tied for 8th. All right. Tuber, he's probably a strong player. He beat Jonas. He didn't beat... that's the strongest player he beat, which is Jonas. Also beat Lucas Nierek. Next, Matthias. Also, we think he's part of the Jeff crowd. He also takes a win against his fellow compatriot Jonas. So Jonas he has 5 wins and 4 losses, with a couple of them coming from his fellow Germans. So, just like Remy may take the championship away from Benzero by beating his fellow countrymen, these two beating their fellow countryman Jonas is taking Jonas out of contention for the top. Yuze lost to Jonas, so good for him. He clearly, from the go-playing powerhouse of Germany perspective, Yuze's loss is fine. At least he contributed a win instead of losses for Jonas there. Okay, and next we have Victor Lin with 2 wins. And Dominic Bovis with 2 wins. Dominic has always been he's a very volatile factor here. So sad to see that Dominic is struggling in this tournament, also losing to Victor. He did win 2 games, which is very nice. 9 and 10. Matthias and Yuze. Is it? Yeah, Yuze. Okay, and because Dominic, he's very strong at the very fast blitz at KGS 8 dan. I'm at KGS 8 dan. Benzero is at KGS 8 dan. So Dominic is a very strong player. It's just we're not sure how he's gonna do at the slower tournaments. Struggled a bit. I do think that Dominic should continue and play the fast games on KGS, so I think it helps a little bit. Also, I wonder if he busts out his trademark Sirensei openings in this tournament. If he does, then good. If he doesn't, then probably I would recommend that he practices these other styles on KGS a little bit more. So, if he used the Sirensei style a lot, then please go ahead and continue. That's okay. If he didn't, then of course I would recommend that in the normal practice games to practice those a little more. If he cares about my suggestion, he beats me on KGS, so all good. All right, so that is the standings at this moment, with one thing left to do, which is talk about potential tiebreaks. Tiebreaks is interesting here. If there are 2-player tiebreaks, the head-to-head matchup wins. So if Lucan, Remy already played Benzero. So if Lucan beats Benzero at the end, and both of them end up with 2 losses. Which he just needs to win his game with Benzero tomorrow. It's a very reasonable thing to expect, if it's a 50-50 game. Then Lucan actually goes ahead of Benzero for the number 1 spot, and no tiebreaks will occur. The only tiebreaks that may occur is if Remy beats Benzero. Actually, no. Yeah. Remy beats Benzero. Lucan beats Benzero. Then Benzero is definitely out. And then whoever beats, if Remy beats Lucan, or if Lucan beats Remy, whoever wins that is gonna win. And Lucan beat Remy. So actually, if they win one more game each, And if Lucan can beat Benzero, I think there is no three-way tie. I think the championship is gonna go straight to the Lucan, if I am correct about that. I am not sure about that, so it's time to do a small check of the rules again. And yes. One comment mentioned. Noticed that the rule book was opened from the recycling bin on my computer where it belongs. It is in the recycling bin. You guys can see right there. Tie breaks. So I wonder if there's a three-way tie at the end. Three-way tie at the end. What is gonna happen? So. Okay, that's appendix. Let's see, tie breaks. In the case that two players share first and second, in the case that three players share the first three places, one win in a circle. Okay, so we will not have a circle. The winner will be decided in two additional rounds. So they will draw, just like the NA qualifiers. They'll draw, they'll play a game, and then they will play the thing. In the unlikely case that more than three players have, they will do 1 through n, and they will play faster time controls tiebreaks. So I think this rule does leave a little bit of our situation open. Actually, in the case of two players with the same number of wins, who won the encounter shall be declared the winner. So if it's Benzero and Lucan, they would play for the winner. Lucan would win. But if it's Benzero, Lucan, and Remy in a circle, they would play the additional rounds, but it would not be in a circle. It would not be in a circle. In fact, in that case, Benzero would win. Because Benzero loses against both of them. Benzero is not there, and Lucan beats two of them. You could give the thing to Lucan with three places, with the who's winning the direct encounters. It's also not this case. So there could be a case made for additional playoffs if that happens. Actually, it's just not said in the rules. I think they implied in the rules that if it's a three way encounter, if one player won against two of the players, they would win. But it's not explicitly stated, and I think everyone wants to see the playoff. So we'll see what they do there, and it's a very likely to happen if Remy wins against his two other opponents. And if Benzero loses to Lucan, and wins, and both of them will win their one last game, we would have a three-way tie with not in a circle. So it's very, very interesting. Okay, so that's the results. Possibly Lucan can still win, even though he's one win behind right now. Possibly Lucan can win if he just beats Benzero, and that would be like a 50-50. Possibly. Remy needs... Remy is probably out. Oh no, Remy beat Benzero, so if Benzero beats Lucan, and then Benzero loses his last game against Ash Vasquez, and Remy beats both of them, then Remy can still win the tournament. So all three are in contention. Benzero needs to win both his games to ensure that he wins. And so even though he has the most number of wins because of the head-to-head loss to Remy, he is not guaranteed the championship, even if he beats Lucan. So it's very interesting. We'll see what happens in the final day. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you guys thought of the players, of the nicknames we gave to these players. Let me know, we have a clear villain defined. And we have our favorites, the three of them here. And we have the neural network, and we have the 7 seconds per move Dominic. We have the big personality Jonas, and we have the youngsters. Let me know who is your favorite, who you would like to see win the most, and any surprises with the tournament results. And see you guys in the later videos where we go over some of these games. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next.